The devastated widow of the late Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, honored the life and legacy of her husband in her first speech since he was assassinated.
2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. Most of all, Charlie loved his children, and he loved me with all of his heart, and I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better?
Well, she also vowed that the work Turning Point USA is doing, going around and speaking honestly with thousands of young Americans across the country, will never stop, and in fact will only get stronger.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. The fire that you have ignited within this wife, the cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever.
And indeed, we've already seen that happening. After that speech, Turning Point USA received 32,000 inquiries to start new campus chapters. And apparently, the number keeps on growing and growing since that announcement.
It's now over 37,000 requests to start new chapters around the country. They just keep pouring in. And I think that's just a testament to how Charlie's message, his legacy.
You know, Kaylee, when I heard Erica had spoken, I was just leaving an event on Friday evening, and my husband and I rushed to our car, streamed it on YouTube, and so inspired by her words. Her first words when she walked out were, "Jesus, fill this room." And he did.
And I keep thinking, you know, Erica, for such a time as this, the Lord has prepared her for this moment, whether she realized it or not. And it took such grace and strength to be able to address the nation like that. And I was very inspired by that as well. And I hope that she takes comfort in the fact that Charlie's legacy is going to live on in my generation. And these Turning Point chapter numbers are proof of that. He already started the work, moving the hearts and minds of young adults towards conservatism. And this has just solidified a new generation of patriots. Because now more than ever, young adults see the differences between the left and the right. We see that the left is godless, is soulless, pushes hatred of this country and hatred of their fellow man. And yet on the right, we are coming together in faith, in prayer. We have a new generation of leaders that is passionate about this country and passionate about bringing us together. And young adults are going to choose conservatism as a result.
I think that's right. You know, Harris, if we could, pause for a moment and just, Erica, such grace, such strength. I had the pleasure of being interviewed by her once. You just see a joy in her. This is 48 hours, just over that, after Charlie passed. And for her to pick up the mantle and carry it forward, I know Charlie would want her to do that. I mean, wow, that woman.
I immediately thought, though, and I've said it once this hour already, this is also for their children. I mean, seeing mom pick up the mantle, and they may not do it contemporaneously because the two of them are so young. But as time goes on, those children will ask and have the question answered with strength and courage and the love of the Lord. I mean, she's seeing supernatural favor in herself right now. She couldn't give herself that faith. That comes from God above. Those children are able to watch the hand of God in real time right now. And as they get older, they'll understand the power.
Yeah, Emily, and she said that her daughter had asked her where Daddy was in this speech, and that she said he's on a work trip with Jesus.
Two things. Number one, that the legacy Charlie left, in my opinion, is the empowerment of everyone. that while his shoes are larger than life and no one can fill them, there's not one person that can pick up, Charlie's mantle in that way. But I think the gift and the blessing is that millions of young people now know that they can hold those open and righteous and peaceful debates, that they can say, set up the stands on every campus, the 32,000, additional requests, et cetera. The president of the Turning Point at Oklahoma spoke on this network last week and said, that was like the shot heard around the world. And we are, yes, empowered. And I thought that, Charlie must be smiling down from heaven to see that as someone references a historical moment, the beginning of the revolution, in this moment to say, we will all galvanize and mobilize to pick up this peaceful mantle. And secondly, I know you guys have too, I've had scores of friends that aren't particularly politically active, but now are absolutely activated over this, have reached out and saying, we are ready. This is collective righteous anger. This is not politics as usual. And they recognize for a Christian to be murdered for his religious beliefs, for speaking out. And they are saying, how can we sort of take part in this effort? How can we show the world that we are not going to take this lying down in this, again, peaceful way, but they are looking for sort of an avenue and a vehicle for them to come to the forefront now, religiously and also politically.
David, and just to put this into perspective, 37,000 chapter requests. There are 900 Turning Point USA college chapters currently. There are 1,000 high school. Add that together, that's under 2,000. They've gotten 37,000 requests.
It speaks to the effectiveness of building something that survives you. Unfortunately, through an assassination, someone else who started, and if you think about Andrew Breitbart, right? Breitbart was built out of those early days, and it survived his untimely early death because others have bought in. When the question's asked, is it Erica who leads, or to your points, who leads? It's everyone who leads because of the common values, the common demand, the desired outcomes. And that is the legacy of building something that's for the people genuinely rather than for yourself.
Yeah, if you think with 1,900 chapters, TPUSA affected an election, imagine what they'll do with 37,000 chapters. That legacy lives on.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.